dustless old room, chasing shadows, but it can't chase the gloom. I reach out my hand where you used to lie, but the sheets are just cold and the morning is dry. I found your hairbrush with a silver strand, still smelling like lilacs from a faraway land. I put on the kettle, it whistles so low, a song of the secrets that only we know. I set out 2 cups, then I start to forget that I'm drinking with silence and a bit of regret. The floorboards are moaning beneath my old shoes, just an old man dancing with a widower's blues. Oh, I'm still sleeping on my side of the bed, saving the space for the words left unsaid. The house is too quiet, the ceiling's too high. I'm just waiting for evening to tell you goodbye. Yeah, the clock's ticking slow, but my heart's running fast, trying to catch up to a ghost from the past. To the sea, but I'm just a leaf stuck on a dead tree. Lord, if you're listening through the cracks in the sky, give me 1 more minute before I go dry. I'm still sleeping on my side of the bed, saving the space for the words left unsaid. The house is too quiet, the ceiling's too high. I'm getting waiting for evening to tell you goodbye. 1 cup of dust, 1 empty chair. I'm still here, darling, but you're everywhere. I was moving some old boxes in the corner of the hall. Dust was dancing in the light, shadows leaning on the wall. I reached into that bottom drawer, the one that's stuck with age, and found a ghost in ink and pen, trapped inside a page. The paper's brittle now, It smells like cedar and the rain, a map of every sorrow and a chronicle of pain. I trace the date upon the top, a Tuesday in July, back when I was far too proud to tell a soul goodbye. I remember when I wrote it, the storm was howling loud. I had a mountain in my chest, built of nothing but being proud. We had words that cut like glass and a silence like a knife. I didn't know that Tuesday was the turning of my life. I spilled my soul upon this sheet. I begged for one more chance to take back every bitter word and have one final dance. I meant to walk it to the porch, I meant to make it right, but I tucked it in the darkness and I turned out as heavy as a stone, a ghost of a confession that I'm reading all alone. My hands are shaking now as I try to breathe your name, but a letter without a mailbox is just a crying shame. Yeah, I'm talking to the paper, 'cause you ain't there to hear the loudest words I ever wrote. Took 40 years to clear. Should've licked a stamp, I should've walked a mile just to see the sunlight dancing in your smile. Lord, I'm standing at the altar of the things I didn't do, holding on to 40 years of wanting to tell the truth. Too late for the mailman, too late for the heart. I'll see you soon, my love. The sun is sinking low behind the tall white pines, painting long red shadows, tracing out the lines of a life we built together, stone by heavy stone. Now I'm just a monument standing all alone. I walk out to the porch, with a spirit tied in bed. I sit down in the oak where the wood is worn and gray, and I watch the golden hour slowly bleed away. Every chair beside me, darling, sitting perfectly still, caught in a frozen moment against its own will. I remember how you'd sit there with a book upon your knee, humming some old melody, smiling back at me. I give my chair a nudge, and I start to rock and sway, trying to find a rhythm that we lost along the way. Oh, the creak of the chair is the only ghost I know, moving back and forth with nowhere left to go. One side is singing, the other's quiet as a grave, just an old man rocking on a lonely wooden way. Yeah, the world keeps moving, but I'm anchored to this floor, just waiting for a shadow to walk through that screen door. Same time tomorrow, Mary, I'll be right here. I was looking for my winter coat, the one with the heavy wool, tugging at the hangers, giving them a little pull, when a gust of something familiar drifted past my nose, like a garden in the morning where the wild lilac grows. I froze right there in the shadows, my hand upon the rail, feeling my heart go thumping, feeling my face go pale. It's the scent of Sunday morning, it's the smell of June, the fragrance in the hallway that ended far too soon. I found the scarf you wore, the blue one made of silk, hidden neath a pile of blankets, white as clover milk. I pressed it to my face, and I closed my tired eyes, and suddenly the sun was out in those Tennessee skies. You were standing in the kitchen, humming Amazing Graces. I could almost feel the warmth of your hands upon my face, but the air is a cruel mistress. She don't like to stay. She took that sweet memory and she blew it all away. Oh, it's a fragrance in the hallway, a ghost inside the please, a bitter kind of medicine medicine that tastes so damn sweet. I'm breathing in the ears, I'm breathing in the tears, trying to hold a second that's been gone for 40 years. Yeah, the bottle might be empty and the glass might be dry, but that sin is a tether between the earth and sky. Now the closet door is open and I'm shaking on the floor, holding on to a piece of cloth, wanting just a little more. They say that time is healing, but they're liars, everyone, 'cause a scent can undo everything that time has ever done. I'll leave the scarf right here where the light can see it plain, a soft and silk reminder, a woman in the rain. Just a ghost in a bottle, a shadow in the air. I'm reaching for a woman who's no longer there. Lord, take my sense of smell, take my memory too, 'cause it hurts too much just to breathe in you. Still smells like her. Just for a minute, but back in my love. The kettle is starting to whisper and moan in a kitchen that's built for a man all alone. I was reaching for sugar, I was reaching for tea, when the radio played a trick upon me. A needle found a groove in a song from the past, back when we thought that the summer would last. I dropped my spoon on the cold checkered floor, and I looked for your shadow by the pantry door. I didn't think twice, I just held out my hand like I was the king of a forgotten land. I put my right arm where your waist used to be, and I waited for you to lean into me. The floorboards were creaking a 3/4 beat as I shuffled the dust with my tired old feet. I closed my eyes tight just to keep out the light, and for one golden moment everything was alright. Oh, dust on the kitchen tile. Time to remember the light of your smile. The radio is buzzing with a static sound, but I'm still spinning while you're in the ground. Here the song is so sweet, but the ending is wrong. When you're dancing alone to a two-person song, the sun's getting low on the salt and the pepper. I'm losing the rhythm, I'm losing my helper. My arms are so heavy, they're filled up with air, reaching for someone who's no longer there. I used to complain that you stepped on my toes. Now I give all I own just to feel where you go. The song is a tether, the song is a chain, linking my heart to the ghost and the rain. Step to the right, holding the darkness and calling it light. The music's over, Mary, but the dance never ends. The clock on the wall is a heavy-handed thief, counting out the seconds of a longing, lonely grief. I walk to the cupboard and I reach for the blue, the chip china plate that belonged to you. I lay out the napkin, I set the shoes straight, like I'm expecting you, but I know you're late. The kitchen is warm with the smell of the roast, but I'm just a man dining with a ghost. I pour out the water, I pour out the wine. Your glass is as still as a star in the plan. I find myself waiting for the sound of your fork, for a laugh in the air, or the pop of a cork. But the only thing moving is the steam from the pot, reminding me clearly of what I am not. I sit in my chair and I bow down my head, Same grace for a woman who's already dead. Oh, there's dinner for two, but only one sits, while the memory of you is tearing me to this. The scheme is rising from an empty plate in a house where time decided to wait. Yeah, the bread is breaking, but my heart broke first. This dinner for two is a beautiful curse. I talk to the shadows across from my seat about the weather outside and the cold and the heat. I ask how your day was, I wait for a word, but the only reply is the chirp of the bird. I'm a fool and a phantom, I'm a king in a cage, reading a book with a missing last page. When the meal is all finished and the candle is low, I wash both the dishes, 'cause I can't let you go. Clink of the silver, tick of the clock, waiting for a key to turn in the lock. The chair is empty, the chair is wide, just another evening with nowhere to hide. Food's getting cold, man, but I'll leave the plate right there, just in case. I burst the lint from my Sunday coat with a lump of iron inside my throat. I shined my shoes till I could see the sky, and I wiped the water from my tired old eyes. I walked the path where the gravel sings, past the rusted gate and the porch light swings. The neighbors nod as I pass them by, looking at me like they're gonna cry. The doors of the Cedar Church, yeah, and in another long week of search, I found our spot on the third row bench, where the air is thick with a floral stench. close to you. The sunlight's bleeding through the colored glass, watching the holy seconds slowly pass. Oh, I'm sitting on the loneliest pew in my hall, listening for a whisper that never starts at all. The preacher's talking about the promised land, but I'm just reaching for a ghost's warm hand. Yeah, the choir's loud, but the world is still waiting for a miracle against my will. We sang the hymns from the number 9 about the water being turned to wine. I opened a book and I tried to sing that my voice is a broken and a heavy thing. I felt the wood so cold and bare, reaching for a woman who wasn't there. I stayed in my seat when the service was done, the loneliest man under the Sunday sun. When your heart is dead, open up the gates, let the light shine through. Oh, let me sit a while on this bench with you. Someday, very same spot. Walked into the bathroom, the light was flickering dim, and I saw a man in the mirror, and I didn't know him. His beard was white as the cotton in the field, and his eyes held a secret that he couldn't shield. I picked up the razor, I picked up the brush, in a house that's falling into a permanent hush. I waited for the door to creak, I waited for the sound of your slippers walking on the wooden ground. I tilted my head to the left and the right, searching for a glimmer in the morning light. I used to see you standing right there in the glass, watching the holy minutes and the hours pass. You'd fix my tie, you'd kiss my cheek, and give me the strength when I was feeling weak. Now there's just a silver fog and a cold hard day, and a man who's drowning in the desert rain. Whoa, there's a ghost in the glass, and he looks just like me, but he's half the man that I used to be. I'm looking for a reflection that the world can't show, a woman with a smile that I had to let go. Yeah, the glass is honest, but the truth is a lie. When you're staring at a ghost in a dead man's eye, I touched the surface, it was freezing to the bone, just a piece of silvered sand, standing all alone. I whispered your name, and I watched the blast fog up, like the steam rising slow from a cold coffee cup. The wrinkles on my forehead are the story of the years, but the mirror won't capture the salt of the tears. I turned off the light and I walked out the door, but that old man in the mirror stayed right on the floor. With silver in his hand, reaching for a shadow that simply isn't there. Lord, break this glass and let the spirit through, 'cause I'm tired of looking at a world that don't have you. You missed a spot, Mary. I can almost hear you say, found her old son had hanging by the back porch door, next to the muddy boots she won't be wearing no more. I walked out to the garden where the briars have grown tall, choking out the lilies, climbing up the kitchen wall. The honeysuckle's wild and the jasmine's gone to seed. Every foot of ground is filled with every kind of weed. As I drop down on my knees, though they're rusted like the gate, trying to save a memory before it gets too late. I remember how she looked with the dirt upon her chin, laughing at the sunshine, letting all the morning in. She talked to the hydrangeas like they were old dear friends. Now I'm the only one who sees where the story ends. I found the red rose bush, reaching for a bit of light, looking kinda thirsty in the middle of the night. I cleared away the nettles, I cleared away the shame, whispering to the petals every letter of her name. Oh, I'm fighting the weeds in the garden she left, living a life that's a beautiful theft. The thorns are many and the water is low, but I can't let the last of her roses go. Yeah, the earth won't set back, but I'm holding my ground in the quietest garden that a man never found. My hands are stained with Georgia clay, my fingers are all torn, but I keep on digging from the dusk until the morn. Because if this rose withers and it falls into the dusk, I'll lose the only thing that I still manage to trust. The neighbors think I'm crazy, talking to a thorny vine, but they don't see the woman that I'm trying to keep mine. I poured a little water like a prayer upon the root, waiting for a miracle to bear a little fruit. This last green thing, give me one more blossom, give me one more spring. There you go, darling, drink up. sitting in the dark with a bill upon my knee, a mountain of paper that's catching up with me. They say I ought to cancel, say the line is dead and cold, but there's a treasure on that tape that's worth a pot of gold. I pick up the receiver, I press the little keys, and I pray to the spirits and the Tennessee breeze. My hand is shaking steady, my breath is coming fast, waiting for a miracle to ripple from the past. One ring for the kitchen, two rings for the hall, three rings for the memories hanging on the wall, four rings for the silence, then the click of the machine, then suddenly the world is turning back to green. I hear your hello, so sweet and so clear, like us standing in the room, whispering in my ear. You tell me you're busy, you tell me you're out, but your voice is a song in a world full of doubt. Oh, I'm waiting for the beep, I'm waiting for the click. My heart is getting tired and my soul is getting sick. Just 5 little seconds of a voice I used to know. I'm paying every month just to hear your hello. Yeah, the tape is getting thin and the hiss is getting loud, but I'm searching for your sunshine inside of every cloud. I never leave a message. What is there left to say? I can't talk to a ghost in a modern day way. I just hold the plastic tight against my wrinkled cheek, feeling my resolve getting more and more weak. Then the beat cuts me off and the dial tone returns like a cold splash of water on a heart that still burns. I hang up the phone and I sit back in the chair, counting out the days until I can call you there. Hung it by the window where the morning light hits, right where the shadows like to tear me to bits. It's a simple little frame made of cherry and pine, holding a woman who used to be mine. You're wearing that dress with the little blue bows, standing in the garden where the lavender grows. You're looking at the camera, you're looking at me like a bird in a cage that'll never be free. I look at my fingers, they're crooked and slow, not like a man that you used to know. My skin is like parchment, my eyes are all dim. I'm a broken down vessel filled to the brim. But you, my sweet darling, you're frozen in light, safe from the winter and safe from the night. Not a wrinkle on your forehead, not a gray in your hair, just a beautiful ghost hanging right there. Oh, I'm loving a smile that never gets old in a world that's turned bitter, in a world that's turned cold. You're locked in a frame, you're trapped in the past, while I'm just a candle that's burning too fast. Yeah, the glass is a wall that I can't climb over, living in the weeds while you're in the clover. Sometimes I whisper, I ask how you been, hoping for a word through the thick and the thin. But you just keep laughing, you just keep on being young, with a song on your lips that'll never be sung. I touched the glass today and it felt like ice, a high definition of a low-down prize. I'm an old man waiting for the frame to break so I can catch you for both of our sake. Watching the holy decades pass, you're still a girl with a ribbon in your hair, and I'm just an old man gasping for air. You look beautiful today, Mary, just like yesterday. Clouds are gathering over the Tennessee line, swallowing up the stars in the scent of the pine. I pulled the collar of my flannel up high, watching the gray fall down from the sky. I used to pray for the heavens to pour, just to have you leaning against the front door. Now I'm just a man with a leak in his soul, watching the water take its heavy toll. Every drop on a tin is a hammer on a nail, building a coffin out of a summer gale. I remember how you'd shiver and you'd hide in my chest, saying a storm was the time that you liked the best. We'd be safe and dry while the world washed away. Now I'm drowning in the middle of a dry, dusty day. The rhythm is steady, the rhythm is deep, keeping the ghosts from falling asleep. Oh, it's just rain on a tin roof, crying for me. A cold kind of rhythm, as far as I see. I'm reaching for a hand that I'll never more hold, while the sky turns to silver and my heart turns to cold. Yeah, the roof is a drum and the sky is a cry, singing to a man who's lost his fire. I walk to the window, I touch the wick blast, watching the holy minutes and the memories pass. I saw a flash in the dark and I thought I saw you, standing in a garden where the roses once grew. But it was just a shadow and it was just a lie, another trick from a weeping old sky. I sat back in the chair and I bowed down my head, listening to the rain talk to the dead. Wash away the pain, or let me walk out and join her in the rain. The lightning is a ladder, but it's too high to climb for a man who's run out. A rhythm in time. You were always scared of the thunder, Mary. Don't worry, I'm right here. I pushed back the heavy door of the cedar shed with 1,000 miles of memories spinning in my head. There she sits in the shadows, all covered in dust, a silver blue beauty, losing the battle to rust. I climbed into the cabin and I smelled the old day before the light faded and she went away. I put my hand on the vinyl on the passenger side, thinking about the nights and the long, lonely ride. I found a peppermint wrapper tucked in the seat, a tiny little ghost of a world that was sweet. I look in the mirror, but I didn't see the road, just an old man buckling under the load. I reached for the ignition, I gave it a twist, praying for a fire through the cold morning mist. But the valves are all hollow and the lines are all dry, just like the spirit of a man about to die. Oh, the keys are in the ignition, but the spark is gone. I'm sitting in the driveway, waiting for the dawn. The pistons are rusted and the battery's low, and I've got 1,000 places with nowhere to go. Yeah, the tires are flat and the engine is cold, just a piece of old iron that's lost its soul. Drive down to Memphis with the windows rolled down. Two young lovers shaking up the town. I'm just a pilot with no wings to fly, underneath the garage roof and a dark, dusty sky. Pumped on the pedal, I smell the gasoline like a desperate prayer to a broken machine. But the truck stayed quiet and the truck stayed still, keeping me a prisoner against my own will. year, but the only thing moving is a lonely old tear. Lord, give me a spot. Lord, give me a light. Or just let me sit here and fade into the night. The winter wind is howling round the bedroom pane, singing out a heavy song of loneliness and rain. I strike a little match and I light the bedside lamp in a house that feels so hollow, in a room that feels so damp. I walk across the floorboards, counting every creak, looking for a little strength, 'cause my bones are getting weak. I pull the wooden handle, I let the hinges cry, and I stare into the darkness where the old ghosts lie. The cedar smells like yesterday, the mothballs smell like time. A closet full of memories without a reason or a rhyme. There's a row of empty hangers clicking like a clock, and a dusty pair of dancing shoes sitting on a block. But way down on the left side, hiding from the light, hangs the pale blue cotton that you wore on Friday night. I reach my trembling fingers, I brush against the hem, and I'm standing in the pouring rain, holding you again. Oh, the blue dress in the dark is a sight I can't unsee. It remembers how to hold you a whole lot better than me. The fabric's still unbroken, the buttons are all pearl, but the closet is a prison for my sweet and faded girl. Yeah, they tell me I should box it up and give it to the poor, but they don't know the woman hanging right behind this door. I bought the tape in the cardboard boxes. I stood right here with the rusted keys, but I can't fold up the ghost of an angel and bring this old man down to his knees. I leave it it right here, Mary. Right where you left it. There's a cloud of dust rising down on the gravel road, carrying the weight of a heavy, heavy load. Old Buster lifts his head from the living room floor, and he drags his tired bones to the wooden screen door. His tail gives a thump, and he lets out a bark, looking for a little bit of light in the dark. He presses his nose against the rusted old wire, still trying to find the warmth of the fire. But the truck rolls on past, and the engine fades out, leaving us alone in a house full of doubt. He looks back at me with those big amber eyes, wondering why the sunshine fell out of the skies. I slowly bend down and I scratch on his ear, wishing to God that the answer was near. He lets out a sigh and he drops to the wood. I'd explain it all to him if I only could. Oh, there's a hound by the door, and he's waiting on you, looking for a scent that the wind never blew. He still checks your chair, he still sleeps on your side, with a loyalty deeper than the river is wide. Yeah, he's watching the driveway from morning to night, a good boy looking for his guiding light. I found him this morning, curled up in your coat, the one that smells like lavender, and the letter you wrote. He won't let me wash it, he growls if I try. It's the only piece of heaven that he can keep by. We eat our meals quiet, just him and just me, two broken branches from a family tree. When the mailman comes by, Buster runs to the gate, still hoping the post is just a little bit late. Tennessee sky, but we're just two old fools with nothing to do but sit by the screen door.